Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another Snapshot opinion video. This one we're going to talk a little bit about 21W11A, 21W13A, 21W14A, and the one that dropped this morning, 21W15A. 21W11A added the ability to remove oxidation and remove waxing from copper blocks. So if you use honeycomb on a copper block, it will wax it, as you can see there with the little particles. And then using an axe, you can actually scrape the wax off and make it a block that is not waxed anymore. So this will continue to oxidize. Another change is you can use the axe to actually scrape off the oxidation. We can make it like a fresh copper block as well. They also gave lightning the ability to unoxidize a block. So some changes with oxidation. So 21W13A was the one that added goats into the world, and they tend to generate in mountain biomes. There's the baby goats like we've got here, and there are the adult goats. You can get milk from them just like you can from cows, and if you're not looking, they'll ram you off of cliffs and things like that. Creepers also seem to avoid them. You can breed them up using wheat just like you would with a sheep or a cow. And sometimes they jump really high. I like these guys because they're just innocent enough to add some atmosphere and be kind of fun, but just dangerous enough that they're going to piss you off every once in a while. 21W14A added in ores. So when we use a pick on a diamond ore, we get diamonds. Now, when you use a pick on iron, gold, or copper, you also get ore out of that. So there's our iron ore, there's our gold ore, and our copper ore. If we take our ore and we put it in a furnace, it will smelt down into ingots, just like we're used to. The benefit here, of course, is that fortune will now work on iron and gold and copper, which is really a great addition to the game in my opinion. There were a whole bunch of other bug fixes and little quality of life additions and tweaks. I won't get into all of those right now because I do want to talk about today's update, which is 21W15A. If you haven't read the announcement from Mojang, I highly recommend you do because it puts a lot of things into perspective. But the short of it is they can't meet the deadline of this summer for the caves and cliffs. So what they're going to do is they're going to break the update into two. All of these things that we've seen so far with the new blocks and the new mobs, we're going to get those probably sometime early summer, and then the world generation stuff is going to have to wait until holiday. So this is a world generated in 21W15A, and as you can see, the world height has been readjusted. We're back to the good old-fashioned 0 equals bedrock. But you can see in here that we do have glow lichen, we do have amethyst geodes, we do have the new ores, we do have deep slate blocks. So as you can see, we're getting all the new blocks. We're just not getting the really, really deep caves and the really, really tall mountains. The world generation stuff is going to have to wait till holiday. So disappointing, no doubt, but I think they're making the right call. They have rushed updates in the past. I remember the ocean update was really, really rough when it first came out, and they had to make a lot of adjustments after release. And I'm glad they're not doing that. I'm glad they're pacing themselves properly. They're calling it early so that they don't, get down to the wire. Now, personally, I've got some things I need to consider because I have a Let's Play world where I was considering, moving on to a different part of the world. That'll probably have to wait. And I also play on a SMP server where we were going to do a world reset, and that's probably going to have to wait too because the world generation is not going to change this summer, and we would end up having to reset twice, which would be ridiculous. I know one of the challenges with changes to world generation is when you add more stuff, the game will run slower, and they want to overcome that. So far, I thought it was going pretty well with the caves, but I suspect once they added the cliffs in, it was overwhelming and the game performance was suffering. So I suspect what they're going to be focusing on is more efficient ways to generate the caves and the mountains. I don't know if we'll still see the noise caves and the Swiss cheese caves and that sort of thing when they revisit this, but we will see. Well, I know this wasn't the news that we all wanted to hear today, but I'm glad that Mojang is being transparent. I'm glad that they recognize the opportunities with their development process, and I think it's ultimately going to make for a better update for all of us. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you had fun. Please like and subscribe if you want to follow along on the adventure, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.